This tutorial will cover adding pictures to your inspections. There are two methods of adding pictures to your inspections. The first one is the right-click method, where you right-click on a circle that is to the left of each line. This is the method that is used on a Pocket PC, with the only difference being, instead of actually right-clicking on your Pocket PC, you hold down your stylus for a few seconds on the dot, which is equivalent to a right-click. Let's go ahead and add in our first picture. So to add our first picture, let's go ahead and pick the line we want to add the picture to, and then right-click on the dot. So we'll right-click on Porch, and we have a couple different options, and we will select Add Picture. When you select Add Picture, the Select Image screen comes up, and in the top left corner, you have an area where you can navigate to get to the folder that contains the pictures you want. For this one, we're already looking in the folder we need, and so at the bottom, we have an area where it lists all the pictures in that folder, and we can preview the picture to select the one that we want. And so this is the picture that we want, number 331, and we'll hit OK. And once you hit OK, it brings up the Edit Image screen. And on the Edit Image screen, you have several different options available to edit your image. The first ones we're going to look at are the decorations. So in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the decorations area, and there's three main types of decorations. You can draw arrows, ellipses, or zoom boxes on your photo. Let's go ahead and draw an arrow. And to draw an arrow, all we have to do is select the arrow from the drop-down, and then go over to the picture, and it's as simple as you just click and drag the arrow, and as you're dragging, the arrow draws, and then once you're done, you simply let go. And so you can draw as many arrows as you want. Let's go ahead and change and draw an ellipse. An ellipse works the same way. Let's go ahead and add a zoom. And of course, below the decorations type, we have different colors. There's 8 different colors to choose from. And for the zoom box, let's make that blue. And we'll draw the zoom box the same way. And as you can see with the zoom box, what it does is it allows you to zoom in on an area so you can really see what's going on or what the defects are with the picture. And so we have our zoom box. Let's go ahead and draw one more arrow. We'll make it a green arrow, and you can draw decorations on top of each other as well. So that's a look at the decorations, and as you're adding them in, if you make a mistake or if you want to start over, that's where the Undo Last and Undo All buttons come in. Let's say that last green arrow, if we don't want that, all we have to do is press the Undo Last button, and it's no longer there. If we add quite a few decorations to our picture and decide we want to start over with just a clean picture, that's when we will press Undo All, and this will restore the picture back to the way it was when it was first added. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few other options on the Edit Image screen. If we go over here to the middle bottom, you'll see 2 red arrows pointing down. This is to rotate your pictures. So if we click on the arrow, you'll see that the picture gets rotated. And of course you can rotate it as many times as you need to. Rotates 90 degrees each time. And if you press the other way, it will simply do the same function, only it rotates it the other direction. Let's go ahead and press it one more time to get it back to the way it was when we added it in. The last option we're going to look at the Edit Image screen is the Image Attributes in the top right corner. And this allows you to make your picture larger when you add it in. Every time you add a picture, what it does, it looks at a program setting you have that tells you what your default sizes are. And so by default, this was added in at 0.75 inches by 1 inch. But let's say we want this photo to be a little bit larger. Let's say if we want it to be 2 inches high. So we'll highlight the 0.75. We'll type in 2. And what the program automatically does is it will adjust the width to match the height so that the aspect ratio remains intact. So we looked at the Edit Image screen. We saw how you added in decorations, how you took decorations away, how you can rotate it, your pictures, and how you can change your image attributes. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And as you can see, that picture is now added and part of the report. Now when we first started, I mentioned there are 2 main ways of adding your pictures, and this is the method. The one we just looked at is the one that's used on a Pocket PC. Now the most commonly used method and the preferred method on a desktop, laptop, or tablet PC is the drag and drop method. And the way the drag and drop method works is you have your program open here, and what you do is you actually go to your Windows Explorer and you pull up the folder that has your pictures in it. So we'll go to My Pictures, and we're going to locate the folder that has our pictures in it. So we'll click on Sample Pics. And so these are the pictures that we want to have in the inspection. And what I'll do is I'll resize this folder so that it shows up to the right of Palmtech Inspector. And to add pictures into the report, all I need to do is scroll through, locate the picture I want, and then drag it from here, and then drop it into the report. And just like that, that photo is now part of the report. Once the photo is in, if we want to make some edits to it, add some decorations, we simply click on a photo, it pulls up the edit image screen, and we make our changes just like we did before. For instance, if we wanted to add a zoom, that is blue, we'll select those, and we'll draw the zoom in. Let's go ahead and hit OK, and add a few more pictures in. As you can see, you can add multiple pictures onto a line, and you can have as many pictures added into the report as you would like. Let's go ahead and take a look at the printed report to see how these pictures show up in the Lots and Grounds category. So we're going to go up to File, Print Preview, and we're going to hit the next page, and we'll zoom in on the Lots and Grounds category. And as you can see, the photos that you add in actually show up on the right of each line. If you have multiple photos, then the photos will show up on the bottom of the line. And on the balcony, we can see the zoom that we drew, as well as you can note where we made the first picture we added in much larger than the others. Let's go ahead and close this and take a look at one more feature in regards to adding pictures. Earlier, I mentioned that when you add a picture in, it actually will bring in the picture at a default size. If you want to change that default size to a larger size, you can do that by going to Setup and then Program Settings. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have Default Image Size, and by default, the program has it set at 1 1/3 inch by 1 inch. Let's go ahead and change this to a larger size and say we want to make it 2 2/3 inches by 2 inches. We simply type it in, and so from this point forward, every time I add a new picture into this inspection or into a future inspection, it's going to come in at this default image size. Now I want to point out that this will not impact any pictures that have been added. If you change your default image size and you want to go back to what the factory settings were, simply click on Restore Defaults, and the program will go back to the 1 1/3 inch by 1 inch image size. Let's go ahead and hit OK, and that concludes the adding pictures to your inspection tutorial.